hangouts with everybody. Today, okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is King. I'm streaming from Nigeria. I hope you have fun on the chat today, and what subscribe, like the chat, support me, comment. I really appreciate your support so far. People that have been active on here. Yesterday was interesting because it was not. It was very. I think it was something that I had to do. You know, for I don't know what is here. I think my mouth is a bit sore or something. But I've never noticed it. It's not paining me. It's not anything. It just looks odd. This corner here. Okay, so what I was saying yesterday was interesting because I had some sort of confrontation with some people on my chat, and it wasn't even as if it was somebody I knew. It was just the first timer to my channel, and they were being rude, in my opinion, in my perspective. I saw it as being rude, and I answered them. I just said I'll be strict going forward. Yeah, so I want us to have that in mind, like on the chat going forward. That I will stand by the way I see fit to behave here. Coming on stream and demanding people to smile for you, we don't do that here. Okay, let me just paste up that meme of T'Challa telling whoever it is in that movie, we don't do that here. So today I have decided to start a new crochet project. Is this specific type of tote bag, but it is unique in its design. Yeah, so I wanted to try if I could succeed at making it. Thank you, Massimo. Hi Rob or Rub. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to my chat. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, so my name is King. You can call me that. I would appreciate it even more. I'm making something, a tote bag. I don't know when I'll complete it. I just want to start a new crochet project. Yeah, as more people join the chat, I'll just wait for a while for more people to join so that I can start talking about the horror movie I watched last night, A Long Walk. I'm even excited to speak about it actually. First of all, because of my favorite, it's not my favorite, but I like him. I've been seeing him everywhere. I watched him in Alien Romulus, I think. That's the title of the Alien film. Hola, Aidan. Hola, Senor. Is that correct? Welcome to the stream. Subscribe, support my channel. Hola, Jose. Yeah, my name is King. You're welcome. You're welcome. So thank you so much. That's so cool. I'm doing something right now. This crochet, I'm doing it right now. That's the project I've decided to start to work on for this period. It is a tote bag with a very it's like kind of these bags you see that people used to carry fruits when they go to like farmers markets. Yeah, to buy fruit, you can put it in there. It has a lot of space and a lot of hole in its pattern, so I wanted to try it out. I'm not sure I'll be able to complete it on a very fast schedule. Good people are known for that and deserve respect, appreciation, and support. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for seeing me in that light. I appreciate it. I hope you continue to have a good time of it here on my channel. I wonder what your day is like, Jose. I wonder what everybody's day is like. How are your days like going today? Hello Shiva Reddy. Hi hi. Hi hi Rob Rob. Thank you for the compliment, Rob Rob. I hope you all are subscribing. I'm hoping to get to 1K subs. I hope people are having a very good day though. Are you at school? Are you at work? Let me know. Okay. Thank you so much, Jose. I wish you success as well. I wish you success. I wish you blessings. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. My name is King. Um, how is your day going? How many of us are like working or students here today? I'm actually unemployed. I had a job for like a very short period. I realized it was just like a one-time freelance thing, and that was the end of it. um, yeah, so unemployed here. But if you are a student, I'd like to know how your day is going. If you are working, I hope you are working well. I hope you are not too stressed by your jobs. I'm all about good vibes here and peace and hope to everybody that I come across. So the pattern of this thing is kind of unique, and that is why it caught my attention. Okay, country, this is Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. What about you, Ready? Where are you from? I'm putting on an accent. So I'm about to start screen to like. Hey, thank you, Jose, for that info. I don't know, should I stitch it upon this one? She says we should skip this one. You are Indian. Okay, I have a lot of Indian subscribers here. I trust you enjoy yourself today. I want to screenshot Jose's messages. I'm going to be picking up my favorite visitor to my stream today. I'm going to pick them and I'm going to post them on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I might highlight your chat on there as part of the people that made me, that made the stream fun today for everybody. So yeah. Let me see. I think I'm not supposed to stitch, but let me just try it and see what it looks like. So this pattern seems fairly easy. The only thing I hope to achieve is like I hope to have a steady pace, because I am also reading some books right now, and I just finished the one I started yesterday on stream. I didn't start it yesterday, but I've been reading it for a while on stream. Anyways, I completed the book this morning. It was a very peaceful ending for a very hectic, not hectic, but a very chaotic story. Chaotic in the sense that it was filled with a lot of tragedy. Hello Samuel, welcome to the stream. You guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I'm so happy to see you here. Massimo Fina, thank you, thank you. I hope you know you are also very lovely and lovable. What to do? What am I supposed to do? I think I'm supposed to stitch one and turn my work. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for that. That's very awesome of you to do. So I learned that I'm not supposed to stitch in the first one, so you skip to the second stitch, and continue single crochet. Blue madam, what does that mean? And also Chevy Abishiva, you can call me King, instead of all this madam. It's kind of awkward for me to hear that. Just call me King, okay? King is fine. I think skip the first stitch, but it's bending. Oh my god, I don't want it to bend. My pattern, the pattern I'm crocheting from is from this channel called My Home Crochet, so you can check her out. Hello Veli, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment. That's a very beautiful thing to say about anybody. Okay, Veli, don't be weird. What do you mean show what? This is not that type of stream. Okay, I'm doing crochet. This is not that type of stream. Okay, wherever you are, there's nothing I'm showing on here, my dear. Yeah, continuing with my crochet stuff. So I'm waiting for a little time to pass because I want to talk about this horror movie I watched last night. Why is this thing like this? Oh my god, I've made a mistake. Horror movie I watched last night. No, Veli, I won't stand up. Please leave the stream. Whatever it is you think you are going to see here, you're not going to see it here. Go and look for it somewhere else. It's not available for you here. I'm here. So as I was saying, my teddy bear should not fall. Please don't fall. So I watched this movie last night, The Long Walk. Okay. So this weaving is weird. I have to unravel it. There's something off about this particular stitch. Yeah, something off about this stitch. Okay, so maybe I should just remove you, Mr. Veli, or whoever you are. And one look for who will stand up for you, not here. One look for who will stand up for you. It's not done here. So but I did this here. Why is it not reflecting properly? Perfect. So back to normalcy. Yeah, this is a tote bag. And one thing about my crochet project, they usually. Oh, hello Sanjay, you're here again. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence. I hope you have a lovely day today. Are you at work? It says reporter Sanjay. So are you a reporter? An actual reporter for like a network or independent reporter? Anyways, welcome to the stream. So I watched this movie last night, The Long Walk, and I've been seeing so many rave reviews of it online here. People say they leave the theater, or they left the theater crying. They have so many tears in their eyes watching it. Well, I didn't see this at the theater. I saw this on let me not use the word illegal, but I saw it on the site. I found it. Hello Ahmed, I'm fine. How are you? How is work? Welcome to the chat. I saw it on his site and I decided to watch it. Hello Vicky, welcome. Hi. And it was interesting. Thank you, Vicky. It was interesting. Like the way I watched it, it was camera rip. Ahmed, I'm streaming from Nigeria. It was camera, like it was filmed in the theater, so it was just like pirated. It was not clear, it was shaky, and it was very dark. But I watched it anyways, because I was very curious about the story. Now I read the synopsis of it. The synopsis of the long walk goes that the world that these people exist in, I think they're America, because it's American actors. Okay, Ahmed, maybe you should find something to eat. Don't stay hungry, okay? The world that these people live in, the America they live in, is war torn. Yeah, they just went through a bad war, and everybody's poor. So many counties are suffering, so many states are suffering. So they hold this competition every year. No, I've never been to India, Vicky. How would I come? The world they live in is the one where it's okay, Vicky. Um, the world they live in, Vicky. Thank you for answering that message. Anyways, the world they live in is very poor, and so the solution that the authorities came up with was that they will host a long walk. That is a walking competition where men or boys, anyone that signs up, as far as you are a male. Let me see. Let me screenshot Vicky. Vicky is being a real one in the chat. Thank you, Vicky, for that. So the the military, it seems as if they are under a military rule somewhat. So anyways, the decision is that these people will work, they will compete, and they will work for a very long time. Yeah. There's no finish line. They just have to keep working until only one man is left. He is a real one. Only one man is left, and that one man is going to win unimaginable riches, and he gets to have one wish granted him. Yeah. And of course, a lot of people will take it because they'll be like, oh, this is the only way, we can survive. Vicky, my name is King. You can call me King. This is the only way we can survive. And it's like, okay, so now what? So the story starts with this particular group of people. They are all male, and they seem to be in their early late teens to maybe early 30s. Yeah, that's how old these men are. Yes, Vicky, my name is King. So anyways, that's my name. You can't fake a name now. Your name is your name. So as I was saying, um these men, they decided to compete in this thing here, to walk non-stop. So when I saw this premise, I was like, okay. Oh, hello, George. Hello, George. Welcome to the chat. Um, George, I've seen you before. You joined my chat on Sunday, I think, this past Sunday. And please, what are we talking about milk for, please? Anybody that mentions that thing again, I think I'll have to delete your message. That's so uncomfortable. Yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? They decide to do this when the movie starts. Yeah, we see the movie starts with this man. He's a young man, his name is Garrity. Yeah, Garrity Ray Garrity, and his mom is driving him to the place where the competition is about to start, where the starting line is, and you can see both of them. It's like he's very, very close to his mom, and his mom loves him truly, and she's trying to encourage him not to come down from the car, that he shouldn't go. And she hugs him and holds him, she's like, don't go, please don't go. And it's like, I have to do this, mom, I have to do this. And he leaves her, kind of wailing, watching him leave. And it's very sad. Now immediately I know that this is a bad idea. Like, nothing good can ever come from not being reasonable. So anyways, he joins. As he's walking towards the spot, he meets this other guy called McFreeze. McFreeze. McFreeze is, what is his first name? Because they keep calling him McFreeze. Can't recall his first name anymore for now, Sha. So McFreeze is like, hi. He shakes McFreeze and they both exchange this greeting here, and it seems as if they like each other, from first sight, friendship and all of that. They like each other. And they walk to the spot and they meet other contestants. Now the contestants you pay attention to, they are like maybe 100 plus people or 100 men, and they were selected by lottery. Yeah, so it's not as if you apply, you have a chance of getting picked for this race. So it's like by luck, supposedly they pick you. So these men have been picked, 100 of them, but there are characters central to the story that we have to pay attention to. We've already seen um, Ray Garrity, we've seen McFreeze. There is this guy called Art Baker. There is Olson. There is Stebbins. There is Bakovich, something something. There is Rank. There is who else? Who else? Who else? There's Rank. There is the guy that wants to write a story. I don't remember his name. There's one person that is documenting everybody's numbers and the numbers of, like, as in the racers, the workers. And he says he's very scrawny and he's very animated when everybody's there, because it's like, oh, I'm going to write a book about this. Yeah, I'm going to write a book about it. I'm going to tell it from, and I've always wanted to write a book about this, but I wanted to tell it from the perspective of somebody that participated in the race. So I tried to enter for the race. And they're like, okay. Anyways, that's the writer. There's the other guy that has a radio that brought the radio along. Everybody has this kind of backpack. I feel like obviously those would be filled with supplies. Yeah. Delete this thing for person we're talking. Thank you. I feel like supplies here would be in those bags. So everybody has this bag, this knapsack or something, and then they are all like making jokes. There's even one kid here that obviously looks like he's just 16, and they ask him, "How old are you, boy?" This boy, he says, "I'm 18," and they're like, "Shut up!" Austin's like, "Shut up! You don't look a day over, you don't look a day over 16," and he's like, he goes away from there, but like it's obvious here. And the energy of it all is as if like it's just a fun adventure, me with some guys, we're just going to chat and laugh along the way. But they also know that it's only one person that is designed to win this game. Like the race does not end until only one person is left standing. Sure, nada. So the race does not end until there's only one winner. Anyways, all of these men, they're like, they're raring to go and all. And the major, now there's somebody called the major. The major is the kind of referee, or the one in charge of the competition. Yeah, he's the face of the competition, and he starts to, there's even a rule book, a handbook that some people read before coming on the competition. Yeah, they read it, they read the guide, they read everything. Now everybody has gathered and we've sort of met all the main characters here. So the major comes in this military tank. Now there are like 3 military tanks around them, this participants, and they all have soldiers in military wear holding guns that I later found out were called carbines. So they're holding guns and nobody's speaking to them. Everybody's just looking at them, like the officers are just looking at them. Only the major comes and speaks to them. Throughout, nobody speaks to them. The major comes to them and all of them stand, at attention, and it's like, no, I'm not eating, I'm just drinking water because I'm dehydrated. Hello, Nikki, of course I remember you. Undying Pyramid, hello. I don't know how I found myself in F5Ps. Probably because I said I liked your name. So YouTube brought you to me. Hi, hi, hi. Nikki. Of course I remember you. Of course. Why would I remember you? I know it's Nikki. You joined my stream on Sunday. Hello, Rahul. My name is King, everybody. Please, I would appreciate you calling me King. Rahul, I've seen your message here. I said hi as well. How are you, Nikki? How was school this week? For real? Wow. So you like eggs? You like those kind of eggs? That's like runny eggs. Runny eggs. I don't like runny eggs. I don't even like eggs, to be honest. Except when it has been, you know, infused with so much pepper and spices and other different spices that I cannot even smell it yet. Thank you, Fire Rain. Thank you. Oh, let me pick it up and put it back on my head. Swimming. Oh, so you know how to swim, Nikki? Like I have to tell the truth now. Yeah, I do not know how to swim. Okay, one day I'll learn how to swim. Hello, Martins. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Rahul, I'm not understanding you anymore. I'm not talking about age on here. You know, you know what, Nikki? You know how to swim. Right. I don't know how to swim. One day I will learn. I'll learn how to swim. I'll learn how to ride the bike as well. Like those are one of the two things I feel I have to learn, okay? Because I want to take bike rides. I'm not somebody that feels any affinity for cars. I don't know if I would ever take riding a car seriously. I learned how to drive a car in 2023, and after that I got behind the wheel of a car once and I've never stepped into a car again. Yeah, I never stepped into a car again. I don't know why. I don't know. Cars are kind of daunting. I know they say you have to learn how to ride a car, but I think I'd rather learn how to ride a bike first. It's more pressing for me to learn how to ride a bike. So I was talking about, yeah, cars are scary, yeah. Oh my god, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. Cheese, Nikki, cars are scary, please. Ugh. At first I used to feel like very like shy to say it out because everybody says you need to learn how to drive, yeah. But I found one YouTube creator that I really enjoyed their videos. So I was like watching their videos one day and they're talking about a book, and then they now said something about they hate cars and they will never drive a car in their life. And I was like, wow, I think that might be me, you know? And I felt seen. I was like, okay, I can be proud about not liking cars. Trucks are scary. I think all of them are scary, actually. If I see a truck on the road, like if I'm inside a vehicle on the like major roads and I see a truck passing by, I always have to like either look away, distract myself, not pay attention. Right. Exactly, Pyramid. That's exactly what I am. That's my motto for life right now. Hello, Gorab. Welcome to today's chat. Um, today's chat, I'm talking about this horror movie, A Long Walk or The Long Walk. I think it's A or The Long Walk. I watched it last night. It's a horror movie. When they're at the back of Unique, yeah, either like around the back of the car, by the side, in front, is so scary. Is it free? I saw the version of it I watched was the one that was pirated, like it was camera recorded from a cinema, so it was not clear. It was very dark, but I watched it like that because I was very curious about the story. Um, yeah, yeah. I watched it like that. I was I'm very curious about the story. Wait, I need to screenshot this message from Pyromain. Pyromain is pretty cool today. I'm going to highlight cool people on my chat today and the cool messages that they send, and then I'm going to post it on my Instagram story. Bye, Nikki. Maybe it's on my Instagram story because like it made me feel good, yeah. And also it's also an encouragement for everybody else. Nobody has to do what they don't want to do, yeah. And nobody should be pressured to do what they don't want to do. So that's my theory. Oh, you saw the story? Yeah. Gaurav saw the story. So Gaurav, you are my MVP, so you don't need to worry about that. But sometimes if you like, you say something nice or something cool, I'll definitely highlight it. Yeah. So I was talking about the story. Why will you say you're not cool enough? It's not. It's just basically people that say pretty nice things, or people that had a very wonderful conversation with me, that made the chat interesting for everybody else that I highlight, which you do. I just started it yesterday. You were not here yesterday, or you were only here for a while and then you left. So of course I did not see anything to post about your chat. So I was talking about the story. Yeah. So at the start of the story, this major, he comes in front of this competition, this participant, and they stand to like pay attention to him, major and all of that. But it's like, no, sit down, conserve your energy. First rule of the competition is preserve your energy at all costs. So he tells them that, okay, this is how the game goes. You guys are going to start walking and there will be no end in sight. There's no finish line. It's only one survivor that will be allowed to that will be named winner. So everybody must drop, you get, somehow, somewhere. That is the main stress of the whole participation. And again, there's also this aspect where whoever they now handed them these watches, yeah, that had a pacer, something that measured their speed of walking, and the speed of walking was at 3 meters per hour. Yeah, they had to keep walking at 3 meters per hour. They could increase it, but they cannot go low below that speed. And if they went low below that speed, went low of that speed limit, they would be giving three warnings, yeah, 10-second warnings, yeah, and after 30 seconds, that's three warnings, they would be shot dead. And I'm like, why? And immediately the first thing I'm reminded of is what? Squid Game. And it's like, how Squid Game was so popular that Netflix started doing copy of it, started making real in reality game show out of it. Mr. Beast hopped on it like a whatever he is. And I just like, this is literally Squid Game in the flesh. Like, this is a perfect representation of Squid Game, because now as they begin to work, we see this conversation between the participants, Mark Fries and Garrity. And Garrity is saying, like, come to think of it, are we really being voluntary? Are we voluntarily signing up for this work? And Fries is like, what do you mean? Like, see, everybody's poor, everybody's starving, everybody's suffering. Of course, people would feel desperate enough to do anything, yeah, to survive. And this competition being put as the only way out, like, I don't know if people can see my work. Let me put my work in view so that you guys see it. Like, people being given this one option as the only option, only way out of their poverty. Like, do you think they actually had any choice, but to sign up for this game? And my friend was like, yeah, you're right. So anyways, like, that shows the Squid Game of it all, because Squid Game, the people that signed up for Squid Game, yeah, they obviously have no other recourse, they have no solution, they cannot see any way out of their situation. Yeah. Hi Battles, sorry, is that correct pronunciation? That SZ looks like something like shh sound. I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. My name is King. I'm streaming from Nigeria. I'm okay today. So I don't know if you can hear this car moving out of sight. They mention it, and I think is this qualification for us, the audience, to kind of make us see where these men are coming from, because if you listen to such premise of a competition, you'd be like, so I must keep a speed, there's no finish line, and it must only be one, like, it can only be one person that ends this competition. So that means I'm basically signing up for a 1 in 100 chance of dying. No, yeah, something like that. Where are you from? I'm streaming from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Um, anyways, so also the main character, his name is the actor. There are two characters, I think, deuterogonists, is that what they call them? The other guy, Garrity, yes, Garrity's actor is Cooper Seymour, and Cooper Seymour is the son of Philip Seymour, and Philip Seymour is late, and when I was reading up press releases about the movie, there's a lot of conversations about him and his dad, losing his dad, the impact he had on him, and the fact that his father was a public figure, so he could not really mourn his father, to an extent because of how very public his passing was or something, and how he misses his dad every day, and how it's sad it all makes him. So um hi Raju, Sony. I'm fine, welcome to the stream. I'm fine, welcome to the stream. So with that background here, you see, I think he was the director of the movie, or he was the writer, I don't know, producer. Thank you for that. Thank you for saying that, Raju. I appreciate your feelings, even though I I won't reciprocate them. I'm streaming from Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Um So, knowing the background of this character of the actor now, his character in the movie, which you come to find out, like he tells his friend Mark Freeze the story of his own life, is that his father was very special to him. Yeah, he loved his father. His father was everything to him, and his father was a rebel. His father was a rebel. His father was going against the dictates of the country, which was that. Now I have to say that one of the things he was preaching about was that he wanted to get rid of laziness in young men across the country. That this country is war torn, this country needs to build itself back, and we can't do that with lazy men. So this work is to encourage men to be hardworking, and this and that and this and that. Just and one of the things he believes is causing, like, is the source of the laziness, the laziness problem, is that education is at fault. Yeah, so the way Garrett's father was a rebel was that he taught his son everything. He taught his son how to read, he taught his son books, he taught his son philosophers, that he loved Camus, Nietzsche, different kind of conversations he had with his father. And his father knew that was a dangerous game he was playing, but he just kept it on anyways because he loved his son, and he felt like the best thing he could do for his son was to open his son's mind. Yeah, and I feel like, aside of the rebel aspect of it all, I think the writing is kind of reflecting a bit of this actor's relationship with his dad. Maybe he always saw his dad as his role model. He wanted to be like his dad. He always wanted to be like his dad. His dad was everything to him. And how his dad, taught him everything he knew, how his dad is his inspiration, and then losing his father, it was because at the end of the day, the major was the one that came to their house and called out his father on this act of disobedience against the government, so I imagine it is a military dictatorship. Yeah, so he called out his father in front of other officers with him, and in front of his wife and his son, and both of them are looking at their father. They are looking at their dad, like he's looking at his dad, she's looking at her husband, she's begging him, please, just do what they want. And what did they say they want? They say they want him to deny his stance on education, just deny his entire belief, and they'll spare his life. But if he doesn't swear fealty to the gun, to the military, yeah, he would be executed immediately. Okay, this man now stands up. He was on his knees and all of that, and then he stands up and he looks at his son, and you can see how heartbroken he is. And in that moment here, I know there's this survival instinct here where, like, bro, just save your life, take care of your family. But it's like, who would he be without his ideals? The relationship he has with his son is very much built on respect, built on love, built on connection, and most of all, integrity. He teaches his son integrity. Okay, so how would it be if he backed down from his beliefs, yeah, and said, okay, I swear fealty to the state, and I'm going to just to save my life, and of course his wife is begging him, just do it, what's there, just do it, and I'm not here to brag on his wife either, because of course on the other aspect of it, yeah, you have a son, you have a wife, you are their caretaker, like you are the pillar of their family. Like, why would you just lose your life for this reason that doesn't seem so, that seems like it would be easy for you to give up on, you know but it's just so, it's just a difficult position anybody would find themselves in. Stand by your ideals, stand by your values, maintain your dignity, your integrity, of the integrity of who you are, what makes you a person, a real human being. Maintain it or lose it in this race of trying to survive. And I think more than his own relationship with his dad, I think it's more of a commentary of where we are right now in the world. Everybody is selling out. Everybody's selling out. Everybody's capitulating to the master, to the not just master, to the regime of intolerance, of hate, of bigotry, of everybody's just submitting. Everybody does not, nobody has any backbone, and I'm not saying it as a mockery of everybody, because at the end of the day, a lot of people need to survive here. A lot of people need to live. Why in the hell would you go on a race where you are guaranteed of losing your life more than even keeping it, talk less of even winning the prize? Why would you go on such a race, if not that you just have no other option? Yeah. So anyways, yeah, like, okay, one thing I saw last night, yeah, I know the time zones are a thing, but last night I saw this news where Trump, not Trump directly, but it's still his regime of intolerance and bigotry and hatred. He, because Jimmy Kimmel says, oh, I don't think so about this person, like paying attention to this um racist bigots, this stochastic stochastic entity of violence, and mourning him is something that tells well on anybody, that nobody should be fired from their job for calling out somebody that actually said what they are saying he did. It's not like they are misquoting him. He said all those things, yeah. And for calling it out, I don't think anybody should lose his job. Like Jimmy Kimmel said that on air. And then his bosses suspended his show, removed him from his show, like fired him, and now his show is on an indefinite hiatus, And then when people searched up why, who did this, it's not like Trump ordered them to do that to him, but the network, not wanting to anger Trump's people in the commission of their entertainment or whatever, their TV, just immediately does that to him, so that they can gain favor from Trump, and his attention and all of that. And it's just like, wow, okay, we are there right now. Yeah, I know this part of the textbook in history. Hello, Sapelo, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Like, I know this aspect. What do you mean danger field? Like, I know this. I've read this in a textbook, in a history textbook before. Like, this is literally word for word, like following what happened in a certain time in history, And yeah. So, like, to just see it so blatantly, like this Jimmy Kimmel now. I'm not saying he's a rich white man. Okay, he's not poor. He's not a minority. He doesn't belong to a minority class. What problem do you have, Tapelo? He doesn't belong to a minority class. He's, doesn't belong to a minority class. He's privileged. He has all of it. He has status, whatever he does. But he was still targeted by a regime that actually should favor somebody like him, simply because he voiced out dissent. Hello, Tapelo. I asked you what your problem was. He still voiced out dissent towards how many rows is this now? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this is my 5th row. I knew I'll be able to finish it on stream. Hello, hello. What is your problem, Tapelo? Yeah. So, for him to be taking off air like that, in hosting Governor Abbott removed this girl, make sure that this lady was expelled from her university simply for quoting what this bigot said. Like he said it was hate speech, and this lady, she's part of a minority class, aside from even being a woman. Yeah. And he expelled her from school. Lots of people are being targeted online now and being reported to their employers. And it's not as if these employers have one kind of direct line to Trump, but they are capitulating to the system, to the regime, to save their own ass. It's not as if somebody has called them and say fire these people. Like, even though it's not like anybody in power said, like, call the employers and be like fire them. No, they just fire them preemptively because they want to be favored by the people in. That's odd. Don't say that. That's odd. I hope it's not me. I hope you're not referring to me as your whatever wife. It's weird. I don't want to see that. Anyways, what was I saying? That's freaking weird. Should I just delete the message? Please don't say things like that to me. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It's weird. Oh my god, how am I going to get this stitch now? Okay, stitch, stitch, stitch. So like I feel like is a commentary on state of things. Actually, the long walk is like a commentary on the state of things, because in that moment his father decides to stand by his beliefs. He said, I am not swearing fealty to any regime. Oh, then I have no solution for your problem, Mr. Tapelo. I don't have any solution to your problem. Go look for a solution somewhere else, okay? I think the next thing to do is to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? I think it's correct. My teddy needs to stay one place. Then skip this stitch and go to the second stitch here. Single crochet. Now this is how I wanted to learn all of the pattern before I started. So this is how the bag is going to look like it's going to have this pattern here. I think in this same stitch you now start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you close it up. It's the same stitch. This other. I think you can close on the next space, and you do it like this. Okay, I think this is accurate. Yeah, this is accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it here or here? Put it in the next stitch. Okay, and we are staying alone, and single crochet. Okay, this is 3 now. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it correct? I'm not sure. Finish it off in the next stitch. So the way the long walk goes, I we start the competition proper. Go and look for a female now. I wish you luck in finding a female. I wish you luck in finding a female. You won't find one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the competition starts proper, and people are like, another weird thing that happens is like as they keep going, some people come out to spectate on these participants and how the competition is going, because and you even see children, which is just weird all around. But I guess they are desensitized to it because poverty will do that to you. For 5, poverty dehumanizes people. It makes people get to this point where they even forget about being human, and also the way they behave. Other people that are in more privileged positions struggle to see them as human beings. That's just how poverty is set up. Yeah, so anyways, they start walking, and the day is so long. Oh my god, I don't even know how they did it. The day is so long. People, Olsen is a chatterbox. Olsen is fun, he's creepy, he has a lot to say. He has a smart mouth. Yeah, he knows how to answer people. So I mentioned Art Baker, Freeze, McFreeze, what's his name? Garrity and Olsen. So there are 4. And my friend is all this happy-go-lucky, like let's make the world a better place, kind of kumbaya kind of person character. And he was like, you know what? Let's be the musketeers. And Olsen is like, shut the fuck up. We are like 3, we are 4. How can we be musketeers? Like we can be musketeers as long as much as we like. We don't have to, be a certain numbers. So it's like, okay, we'll be musketeers, and it's important for them to work together. Like they keep each other's brain, like they keep each other distracted from the reality of that situation, because the reality is that as they start working, a few I think 30 miles in, of consistent working here. Meanwhile, the majors following them in this armored tank, like, and there's another tank filled with soldiers following them, watching them, and also keeping step with their pacer, the research. So there's that 16-year-old boy I mentioned here. He's experiencing a muscle cramp, and he's struggling, and he starts to cry and scream. So this guy runs back to him, Garrity. Garrity runs to meet him in the back, and Garrity is still keeping pace. So he holds on to the boy so that he doesn't sink to the floor in pain. And he's like, you can walk off the muscle cramp. You can walk off the muscle cramp. Just one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Rebecca, welcome to the stream. My name is King. Where are you from? Lovely to meet you here. I hope you stick around, you subscribe and all. That'll be lovely. Yeah. Anyways, the boy is complaining here. He's a child. He doesn't know the depth of what he signed up for. Hello, Ketty. Hi. He doesn't know what he signed up for, and he's struggling. He's like, I have a muscle cramp, and he's crying, and I have to stop. It's not fair. But this guy starts to encourage him. Ray starts to encourage him, holds him, and it's like, just walk it off, okay? Just one step at a time. Don't let the muscle cramps get to you. But it's like painful. Yeah, you can see it on the boy that he's suffering, and what compounds the pain is his fear. There's already the threat of, yeah, I remember you, Brian. Welcome to the chat. You said you cook as a job, or for a job. Welcome. So I was saying, the boy is losing his mind here because he's scared by the soldiers around them with gun, and now the soldiers have already issued a warning here, warning number so you are slowing down. So Ray pushes him to keep moving, but at some point he can't do it. He just let go of Ray, and he sinks to the ground and he's crying like a child. He's like, oh no, 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 it's not fair. Don't do this to me. It's not fair. And then they gather him. They say, second warning, your name, your number. He's still crying, begging, and everybody like looks in horror. They keep walking. Like Ray is watching, like facing back, and walking backwards, and he's watching the whole thing play out. And like the boy is begging and screaming for his life, but by the third warning, after 30 seconds elapse, they shoot him. So he's dead on the concrete, and everybody's like, wow, shit is real. And it's like everybody wakes up in a way. It's not more like, oh, we are just here to play and kiki and have fun times. So they keep going ahead, like they keep walking, and of course Ray is devastated. He feels this shock waves of seeing somebody being murdered in front of him. But his friend McFreeze hold on to him and pushes him and says, keep going, keep going, keep going, don't stop. I know it's horrible, please let's just keep going. Don't fall back because of your emotional state. And then he tries his best. He gets himself, he now gathers his momentum again and keeps walking. So there's another guy, Stebbins, and Stebbins is a very interesting character. Yeah, Stebbins, nearly at the start of the walk, he sinks to the floor in a squat and he breathes in and out, and they give him his first one, and everybody like, why are you stopping? We just started. Yeah, but he's like, he doesn't answer anybody, doesn't reply anybody. So before the second one is complete, he stands up and he starts to walk. The thing about those 30 seconds is that if you are given a first warning for like, and you spend 10 seconds wasting time or being under the speed limit, yeah, you can make up for that one. Like you can replace that time of that 30 seconds by amping up your walking speed. And then when you amp it up for like an hour, you make it up for the 10 seconds that you spend. I don't know that how to make sense of it, but it made sense when they explained it in the movie. Yeah, so he does that and it's like, I have more time to rest now, use suckers and all of that. And they're like, okay, that's your business. I don't know the kind of mathematics you're doing, but then there's this other fellow, Rank. His name is Rank. And Rank has a very great walking style. Like he's walking like, he reminds me of those, what do you call them? Kenyan long distance walkers. So walking is it is a sport. It is a sport. And that time here, when I was younger, when we used to watch we used to watch all these games. I think it was Olympic games or something, African, when the Olympics was in Africa or something. I don't know if it was, but there was this competition where you have to walk. Yeah. And the people that usually won it were Kenyan long distance walkers. Yeah. And you see there's a way they moved their body when they were walking, and they would win. There are so many people that tried to beat them, but like, no, I think it's only Kenya that has taken the prize like consistently year after year. I don't remember the games. I don't know if it was the Olympics or it was something else, but it was just this athletic games there, and foreigners came to compete and all of that. Anyways, what happened is, what I'm trying to bring out is that their style of walking, when they are like at maximum speed, yeah, and whenever we see them coming to the finish line, getting to the finish line, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, the gait of it all, that was what I was saying in Rank. Yeah, this character in this movie, he was walking exactly like that, and he was making good distance. Like he had a large distance from the rest of the guys in the back. But what happened was that there was now this character named Bakovic. So Bakovic noticed Rank in front walking out, and he comes to the front and he's like, Rank, is that your real name? He says yes. He doesn't want to speak. He doesn't want to waste oxygen, yeah, or lower his momentum. Says, is that a real name? He says yes. Is that like a nickname from Frank? He says no. So that's the name your mother gave you. He said yes. I was like, that's very stupid. And he starts to tease, not even tease, because this is beyond teasing. It was beyond teasing. It was just like aggravating this character, aggravating somebody else just for the fun of it, obviously. And he kept doing that. The thing was, as he did that, yeah, Rank was already at a certain momentum, and I felt like he didn't want to stop for anything. These kind of people that once they start something and they're a little bit distracted, they might completely lose their momentum, like it will just run out of their body. And that's what happened. He tried to hit Bakovic, but Bakovic dodged and was laughing at him, ha ha ha, and he came back and he said the same rubbish to Rank. And Rank was like pissed off at this point, angry. So he swings at him again while maintaining the momentum. Um, and then the third time he tries to swing at Bakovic, he misses and he finds himself sprawled on the floor because of the speed of his movement. He's grazed by the concrete on the floor and he's crying. So, and like everybody else is like, before now, everybody was telling Bakovic to back off. Like, leave this boy alone. What did he do to you? Why are you disturbing him? He was like, shut the fuck up. He's just stupid, a stupid name and all of that. And it's just like unfortunate because Rank cannot get up anymore. He's like all of the fight has gone out of him. He's exhausted and all of that. So he lays on the floor. And then the soldiers gathered him and they're like, first warning number, so. He does not get up, he's just crying. And everybody's like, Rank, get up, Rank, get up. He does not get up. Second warning. By third warning, it's obvious that he has given up entirely on the whole thing. And then they shoot him at the spot there. And it's just so sad. And everybody immediately Rank is dead. Barkovich has this look of fear on his eyes, and he's like, he gets this look of fear in his eyes, and he's like, I didn't mean for that to happen. And they're like, fuck you, you're not that killed him, you killed him. Everybody starts to, like, not everybody, but mostly the Musketeers, Olsen, McFreeze, Ray, and Baker, they start to rag on Barkovich that you killed, just know that you are a killer, you killed him. And like, I'm not the killer. He's like, I was just teasing him. Like, how will you be teasing somebody to that point? You should have stopped. But like, leave me alone, blah blah blah. And he leaves them and he walks away. But he's feeling incredibly guilty. He feels bad about the whole thing. But he's pretending like he's doing hard guy. Anyways, somebody else passes out from a medical condition. They begin to have seizures on the floor, and they still come and give the warning robotically. And it just feels like watching Squid Game. I think that is why the movie did not really tug at my guts the way I expected it to, or I was expecting it to, because it was so reminiscent of the inhumanity, the callousness, and the absolute, I don't know, machine quality, to the death system set up in Squid Game. Yeah, so it was just like, I've seen this before. I've seen this level of callousness, this level of human horror before, and I don't know, it didn't really hit me so bad. But what happened to me as I kept watching was I kept getting invested in the characters. I got invested in McFreeze, I got invested in Ray. I even enjoyed Olsen so much. I didn't want anything to happen to Olsen. Actually, he was so creepy, so cool, he's Asian American, so he had this quality of his sarcasm, that is just unique to them. Yeah. And then there's Baker too. Baker was cool. Baker was a cool guy, was fun. At some point Baker begins to experience diarrhea, and you can't stop to use the facilities on this walk. You have to do everything on the road. Somehow you have to piss yourself, you have to go in your pants or something. So Baker, at some point later down the line, he squats to do so on the floor, like, because he's so bad. But he only gets one warning, and then the soldiers surround him, and he's just like, no, he has to go. So he ties up his pants and he runs to join the rest of the musketeers in front, and they're like, you're smelling, go front. And it's just all in good fun. So I don't know, the other thing that kept on hitting me was me seeing the number of miles climbing up. Yeah, it was insane to me. Like, wow, how can a human being walk 100 miles, no stopping? The only thing they did for them was give them water. They'll be like, cafeteria, water change. Someone would come and give them water. A soldier would come give them water. So that was the only mercy afforded these people. But everything else, like when nightfall came, like some people were sleeping on their feet, and they were short. No questions asked. Yeah. And they just kept going. Even during the first night, Ray was Ray started to doze on his feet of his mom, and how his mom was very comforting to him back in his life. And he was just like sleepy, and then they issued a warning for him. Then his friend McFreeze immediately started waking him up, like started hitting him, that's, wake up, let's go, wake up, don't doze. But like he was frustrated. Like sleep is so important to any human being here. He was frustrated. He was like, like how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? That I can't do this, I can't do this. And my friend was like, no. He was like, leave me the fuck alone. He pushed my hello, Emma saying, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day today. I hope you're having a great day today. I hope work is okay. I hope your family is doing well. I'm discussing this horror movie, A Long Walk or The Long Walk. I don't know. I'm discussing it because I like the main character there, David Johnson. He's like pretty cool. So I'm at the point where we're talking about them being deep in this race now, yeah. And in the race, it is night time, the first night, and one of the main characters, Ray Garrett, is sleeping on his feet, he's dozing on his feet, and his friend is having to wake him up. His friend is played by the Johnson guy, I said, and his name he is McFreeze. So McFreeze is waking Ray up, and he's like, wake up, man!" And he's like, "Leave me alone! You don't know anything about me!" So like he's pissed off. Hello, SDM. Hi. Welcome from India. I'm streaming from Nigeria. My name is King. Thank you for joining the chat. So lovely to see you here. Yeah. So, what was I saying? So they have this kind of fight where he walks away from him. But like the path they are traversing, the path they are all walking is a hilly site. So it will require more oxygen intake, yeah. And McFreeze is holding on to his friend. He tells him, pour water on your face, pour water on your face. And he pours his water on his face and he somewhat wakes up, yeah. But then he's trying to catch his breath. But he's like, you can't catch your breath now. You can't catch your breath now. Oh, how can you help me? How would you help me? There is my email is on in the description if you want to support me for that. I don't know how you can help me, but if you want to help me by watching my videos, that's also very cool. Thank you. Also subscribe, that'll be cool as well. My email is there for any sort of support and anything way you want to help me. My email is there, my Instagram is there. You can DM me on Instagram or send me an email. So where was I? So they traverse the hill and they make it, although only you are live. How? On my live stream. Yeah, my audience is not that big. Yeah, I just have like 100 plus followers, and it's okay. We're just going. So what was I saying? These people, what was I saying? They make it over the hill, and then McFreeze and Ray, they get so deep. Their relationship, their friendship gets, further deepening. They become like, everybody now sees them as dear friends. Like they keep each other alive. They manage to keep each other afloat. But mostly is McFreeze doing all the heavy lifting. Only my subscribers 198. Am I at 198 subscribers? I don't know. I don't understand. Only my subscribers 198. Hello Junior, welcome to the chat. Welcome. My name is King. Where are you from? So I was talking about the long walk here, and I'm talking about my channel. Oh, sorry, I don't understand you. SDM. Sorry, I don't understand you. South Africa. Welcome from South Africa. This is Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I can't help you. SDM. I can't help you. How many subscribers do I have? How am I supposed to help you? Anyways, what was I talking about? So I was at this point. Thank you, Junior. That's so nice. I hope I can call you Junior. So I was talking about this movie, yeah, and I was talking about how these characters are becoming very tight knit friends just on this walk, yeah. By now they spend like I think 3 days, 5 days walking. Some people have been shot because their ankle breaks and they cannot keep using their bad ankle. You pay money. I don't understand this man. Okay, thank you, Junior. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you stopping by at all. Thank you. Um, so so these characters, yeah, they're getting close. Somebody has a broken ankle. The guy that wants to actually write the book that I mentioned in the beginning, he has a broken ankle and he has been dragging this mangled feet all through these miles, yeah. But it has gotten to the point where he can't move any longer and he's crying. He's crying, his book is in his hand, he's sweaty, he looks a mess. Everybody looks a mess, being on the road, walking non-stop in the sun, in the rain, under the sun, in the rain, under in the sun, under the rain. I don't know how to say that thing, but like sun, rain, shine, sunshine, rainfall. They are just there, walking, and they have to keep the speed limits. Video increase your country, then still don't understand you. I don't know. I feel like maybe you can pass your messages through a translator. That'll be more, so I can get an accurate feel of what you're saying. Is it that you want to help me or you want me to help you? If you want me to help you, I'm sorry, I can't do that. If you want to help me, I don't know how you can do that. You're just one person. But anyways, I appreciate any help I get. You can help me by subscribing and watching my videos. That'll be cool. Anyways, what was I talking about? So the movie I was talking about here, the relationship between these two men gets deepened. Mostly not just two of them, mostly two of them, but the four musketeers, yeah, they are pretty cool for each other. So it's you, the audience, you start to feel a level of attachment to these four characters. Even Stebbins, at some point, my freeze doesn't get along with Stebbins because Stebbins is very cold hearted. He's like, I don't know, he's just very rude to an extent, yeah. But he's not like Bakovic, yeah. So Bakovic is still going, and by now Steven is coughing. He's sneezing and he's holding his handkerchief, and they're like, Steven, are you good? And because he's very tall, Steven is like, and it's like, oh, he's just allergies. Oh, guy, the allergies now exacerbate. The allergies get so bad. He's sniveling. He's having a lot of mucus. His eyes are red by the end. Like when they start get towards the end of the story, like it's just so bad. You don't even know how bad an allergy can get if it is not controlled. You think allergies are just like, okay, it's just pollen allergy, yeah, but no, like it can actually disable a person, yeah, and it affects them so bad. But before we get to that point, Olsen is still there. So the guy that is writing the book, yeah, like I said, his ankle is short, like it's mangled, like I can't even look at it. It's so bad. So the soldiers gather him and they're like, your first warning, he cannot move, his crying. Second warning, and Ray, of course, obviously, because he connected with everybody now, so everybody's very sad to see him at that point in the race. And unfortunately he just has to accept his fate, and then he's shot and he dies with his book, so nobody's ever going to see or read that book. I don't know, like the story is so sad. And it is sad because when I was looking at it, as from a horror perspective, I was like, most horror movies are allegories for real life situations of certain bad things that society has become desensitized to, yeah. And like I was like, what could this story be pointing towards, for the viewer? And I started to think that the long walk, the major says that there is no finish line and only one person would make it. So aside from that one person making it, it's just like the fact that there is no finish line, it just made me think, like view it in this light of um our lives, just living your everyday life and how like people just die. Yeah. Some people die of old age, some people die of sickness, some people die of various circumstances here that they absolutely cannot control, and then among the racers, some of them take off their clothes and run away into the wild, but they are shot dead. And it's like some people give themselves up to the element, some people give themselves up to the situation. They can't stand it. Yeah, it's so bad for them. Their mental health deteriorates and like they break. But mostly I feel like mostly that it's just like an allegory for life, where the only thing, and McFreeze mentions that the only thing that is guaranteed is death. How death is going to come, nobody knows, but there is the certainty and inevitability of in death, and it's just kind of, how to say, it's not depressing actually, it's kind of dull. It's kind of dull in a way. It's dull. The dullness of it all, I think, is also reflected when you see them walking past empty, barren stretches of concrete road. And those roads are surrounded by decay and, destruction and even death, like animals dead on the road, corpses of animals just all over the road. And nobody's there, or you see sometimes some random strangers just watching them pass, and it's just like, it's so horribly dull. It's so horribly dull to like the way death happens in the story is so dull, so dull. There is the shock and the obsceneness of shooting somebody alive, where other people are, and there's no repercussions for it. There's no fear of judgment, there's no fear of retribution or whatever. It's just like, it's just so dull. But like when the major speaks about the whole competition, and in the beginning he says it as if there's something momentous, there's something exciting going on with this race, and it's like, no, there's nothing exciting about all of this. There's nothing, what's screaming from the rooftops about this. It's just, I don't know if it's the function of the story, but I think it's a good thing, yeah, to see how dull death is. There's no glamour to it. There's nothing dramatic about it. It's just very dull, where the human body just gives up, the human body just gives up, and that is it. It's just like, why? Like, the human body is like so not optimized for the earth that we exist in, or let's not say the earth we exist in, let's just say for the world we have created for ourselves. The architecture of this world is just not something that is sustainable for anybody. It's not sustainable, man. It's not sustainable. At some point, Baker starts to have intense, persistent nosebleeds, and of course, that is a drain on his energy. It's a drain on his entire system. And by this time, those two, Mark Freeze and Ray, are holding him, dragging him along, and it's like, no, 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 no. I'm tired. I want to go home. I want to go home. Like, they know what going home means, but you have to just say home, because what can you say? You cannot just say I want to die. You just say I want to go home. And when he says I want to go home, I feel so much relief for him, because he looks so bad, like with the blood streaming through his nose non-stop, and you can see how he feels. He looks ragged, like a ragged doll, being pulled apart by the race, by the walk. And I'm like, I'm gonna let this guy rest, you know. But I also feel a sickening, like it's a slight sickening tinge to my relief for Baker, because it's like, I don't want him to die, but I also don't know that he would be better off dragging his body to the finish line, wherever that is, just dragging his body along. And I think in a way the story might, I don't know if it's intentional, but it feels like the story is kind of making a case for a level of understanding to people that, you know, take that route. I mean, in the real world, yeah. I don't know the circumstances of his father's passing in the real life, but um I don't know, it feels as if the story is kind of putting it into stark relief for us, the audience, to see what it looks like to have to keep going, even though there is no thing left to go on. All these workers, the racers, like they all, like, their bodies wore out. Okay, their bodies gave out, and they're not running. No, they're not running. They just have to maintain the space. They're not running, but they also can't rest. They can't stop. They can't opt out. Opting out means death. So like it's just, I think there's a level of, like, this is controversial. Like, the topics touched on in this show, this movie, is controversial in my opinion. It's controversial to me. Like, what do you mean? You know, I think I was like, I can't do this. I want to go home. Like, I want to go home. And they just had to leave him be. And he was like, don't look at me when it happens, okay? Just keep going. And it's just so, it didn't make me burst into tears, yeah, but it's because I don't know, I felt his exhaustion through the screen. I felt his weariness. Like, man, you can't, it would be even more punishing for him to keep going in that state. But like, the conventional punishment we see is just, him letting himself be shot to death. Stressing me out. It's not helping me crochet properly. This is correct though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I should make a hat for my teddy. This is supposed to be a bag, tote bag, but it's looking more and more like a hat. Yeah, I should sew a hat for my teddy, crochet a hat for my teddy. Make this my picture of the day. Oh, I can be awake all day. I should do like this, like a headband for my teddy bear. How do you do, Mister? Yeah. Okay, so I'm done with the part of the pattern I remember. I'm going to continue reading my book. Where was I? Where was I? 16. I think this is where I might end my reading for today. So at page 16, I think we have approached the end of today's stream in a few minutes now to the end. But today was fun. At least I met new people. Some people were very funny. I met really cool subscribers and they said really nice things on the chat. So I'll be posting stuff about them on my story. Yeah. So on my Instagram story. So you can check out my account on Instagram much after the stream is done. Um anyways, I brought this book out on a whim. I didn't think I would be able to read it because I thought I'll spend all my time speaking about the long walk. But I don't know, talking about the long walk made me get to the point where I realized how very dull, the story was. And it's not like a slight on the story itself, but like looking at what the story is telling you about death, it just puts into perspective how very dull human existence is. And I was like, you know what, I guess that's the point of the whole movie. And like there's no need to like rehash the details of the movie, and I also didn't want to give spoilers. Yeah, so you can watch it for yourself and see how you feel about the movie. You can also share your thoughts with me if you like, if you want. So anyways, subscribe, like the channel, like the stream. I'd appreciate it a lot. I'm trying to get to 1k subs or at least 500 before the month ends. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I believe in myself. So, and I'm going to show up tomorrow for streaming again. I show up every day to stream. So if you are curious and you want to see more of me, just come on my live tomorrow as well. I can't guarantee a time, but it will be around 1 p.m. West African time, GMT. I think that's the proper time zone. 1 p.m. GMT. So yeah, so I will see you on tomorrow's stream, and I hope we have a lot of fun together. And you enjoy your time on my channel. Yeah. So yeah. Goodbye for now. Bye.